Okay, well, what the general public fails to acknowledge, and they actually keep going through a procedure where they go in a loop, and it's with regards to the flat Earth. Now, let's just look at things from a logical standpoint, right? Okay, I'm going to be sarcastic, and in the form of sarcasm, it will actually be easier for me to convey a message to the general public, okay? And perhaps pull them away from that sticky substance called denial. So let's try, shall we? Okay. The government has your best interests in mind. You know that's true. The government would never ever lie to get millions, trillions, billions of dollars. They would never do that. The government cares about its citizens, each and every one of them individually, and respects their freedoms and rights. You know? And number 3, the government does not discriminate and separate the citizens from the government itself, because the government knows that the government is for the people. The very foundation, the fabric, the essence of the federal government of the United States and Canada is built on the foundation of democracy, because they care about the general masses. The government never ever uses mainstream media to influence social media or individuals by themselves. Never. The United States government never hides secrets. The Canadian government never hides secrets. Ever. Okay? At some point in time through these words that I'm saying and these statements that I'm making and this long-winded explanation that I'm trying to get to, is that only through sarcasm do I cause a knee-jerk response to the general populace that listens to this video. And by doing that, they say, no, they do. And yes, they do. And yes, they know that it's not true. The government is ran by crooks, liars, cheats, con artists, individuals that are all criminal in nature. I know it's tough. That denial stuff is sticking to you pretty fucking hard. I know. My point is, it goes deeper than that. The rabbit hole is deeper than that. The situation is deeper than that. I built this. Do you see this? It's a fucking mess, but I built it. It's an oak cabinet that used to be a walk-up bar. I took it out of another house where they were fucking. It was a $750,000 house. They were fucking millionaires. And he didn't want it. For $800, I bought it piece by piece. And I cut out the sink. And I fashioned in a sink. There never used to be a sink here. I plumbed it all underneath. I have never finished it. But anyways, back to another story at hand. Now we've established that the government surely is lying to you, correct? So what makes you think at any point in time in your logical common sense, when you run the pattern, the scenario, the outcome, the possibilities, that the government is not in collusion with the space agencies? And that through this collusion of warping the minds of the general masses and providing nothing more than pictures and missing data telemetry over 40-something years worth of spaceships going to the moon and moon this and moon that, how would you not think for any instance at any time? See, some people, I can get them away a little bit distance. I can get them to believe that the truth is, the whole truth of it all is, I'm telling you the truth right now. But I can get them to believe just for a little that the moon landings are fake. But then they watch a couple science shows and then they get all back to sleep again and I can't help them. Right? Until I've get the right words into their ears, till I make them see the sarcasm of the situation and make their minds think for themselves. Right? It's like taking somebody to walk. You know, the little toddler's walking and the little toddler falls. And over a period of trial and error, that little toddler is going to walk on his own. And that's what I am trying to do for the general masses, the general public. The earth has a dome over it. And no one has ever left the earth. In Psalms 13:1, I believe it is, it was actually said by Wernher von Braun, the creator of the rocket. It's a reference in the biblical passage of a firmament. Let us bestow the firmament, his handiwork. And what that means, ladies and gentlemen, is that is a dome. Why would somebody that created rockets, literally the founding father of the rockets for NASA, put that on his fucking tombstone? I know that's not enough for you, but here's something else to consider that a lot of people aren't seeing, and that's the obvious. Math never lies. If you want to open your mouth and speak words that are backed up with real research and not pretty pictures and a bunch of fucking eggheads pushing their fucking glasses up their nose every 20 seconds, and actually deal with some real science, buoyancy and density, which is real science, where gravity is a fucking fallacy, it is a fucking made up fucking belief, it is a fucking theory that has never been substantiated. And since gravity was created, the word for it, it's been 30 years. 40 years. They still can't prove it? Come on. At what point do you not understand, as the general public, that you are under a fucking spell of stupidity? You're fucking blind. If they've lied all along, wouldn't they be lying from the beginning? Huh? So anyway, the moon landing's hoax, you can't get out, blah, blah, blah. If we are in a dome, then that is circumstance that invokes an idea into my mind that dome is inside of a machine, and that machine is a holographic matrix which you have been downloaded into. If you check out all the branches of the tree and not just stick with the core, you'll find so many facets that lead to so many different ideas. And those ideas give you the truth of what's really going on. Once you realize you're not in space floating on a ball, then you realize you're in a fucking container. An ant is never going to go looking to try to escape if it doesn't think it's in prison. What makes you any better? And once the average intelligence of a person kicks in, and they realize they're in a fucking cage or a container or whatever you want to call it, they're going to start looking for the way out. And I think the device that you can buy at any sporting goods store for $5, $3, your average everyday compass that points the same direction as all compasses that are properly tuned compasses, like real magnetics in them, which points to the North Star, which points to the Aurora Borealis, which points to the Black Sun. They're all pointing in that direction. Well, what the fuck do you think that is? Are you fucking blind? Like I said, under a spell. You're under a spell. And they used blood magic to put you under it. But we are reversing that. Welcome to the age. Welcome to the new age. The 144 motherfuckers.